I bought Europe. Your pride of a Europe that no longer belongs to you. Your ignorance of contemporary consequence. Your comfort and aristocratic preservation priorities. The simplicity of supremacy. I bought it.
That piece it comes from my interaction with Gabin Gobo. She's a South African curator, and she was in the US at the time at Bard College, you know. And that piece exists because I developed this text and poem and performance called Fuck Africa, you know. And all of a sudden, I start to see this interest in Fuck Africa and people wanting that. But man, Fuck Africa is to be expressed, in my opinion, in Africa. I'm not saying fuck Africa to have a German or a Danish or a Portuguese or an American say fuck. No. Like this Fuck Africa, this content is for us in this context here to look at each other and say, this is fucked up, man. Like, was this, you know, but that started to be required a lot for me to perform or to present in a video shape. So I decided, no, people are not getting what my intention is, and because it became very clear that I cannot control people's intention and motivations to interact with my work, and it's too much work to be correcting people and doing all of that. So I have to develop work in which I can release it, and no matter what the context you put it in, the integrity of the work will guarantee its own existence per se.
You were in debt, Europe, not of the past, but of its consequence. Christmas, Easter, and the fact that not all of you are dying of cold, wet weather complications.
It became necessary for me to be able to say fuck Germany when I'm in Germany, you know, fuck Denmark when I'm in Denmark, you know, because, and this to suggest, can you, Danish, say fuck Denmark? You know, as I am putting myself and questioning these values, right? These values of Mama Africa, the motherland, and these, what's Africa? You know, this construction of ideas and how we relate to those things. So that was what the narrative was about. So I had to, it might be strong, but I wanted to have a narrative in which it could be useful for Americans, it could be useful for Europeans, you know, as I believed to have been developed, where it could be useful for people within the African context by questioning what it is, this construct that we are so in love with, you know. And because I think that Europeans and Americans should question what the fuck are they so in love with within these concepts, what are we fighting so much to preserve all the time.
Just like the previous owners, I have no intention of making Europe's people less ignorant, less lazy, less consequentless. I did buy Europe, not Europeans. I bought memory. So like free-range birds and mammals, you are free. So when the time comes for the battle between my children's children and your children's children, do call us purple, not black.
Normally when you see another human being, the tendency you have is to say, you immediately want to say, I agree with him, or no, he's an asshole, you know? So that's too simple. You know, none of us are 100% agreeable with and 100% assholes. You know what I mean? So what does that make you? You know, so I have if there's any intention in the work, is that you participate by going through the ambiguity of being you, instead of being always the observer, you know, and being in this privileged situation where you judge what's in front of you and you qualify that as good or bad, or you like or dislike. No, how does it affect me?
I bought the lack of global, knowledgeable memory. So like free-range birds and mammals, you are free. So when the time for battle comes between my children's children and your children's children, Make sure they call us, they call me purple, not black.
One way or another, hopefully the work is always, these characters that I use are always at the service of being ambiguous enough that you cannot just say, you have to engage. It becomes not about what the fuck they're saying. It becomes, no, what do I think? This guy, yeah, always spoke about that, okay, I understand. But me, what I think, you know, what I take from this, what I, you know, so I desire that interaction. That is interactivity for me, you know, when the things that I'm expressing and with the perspectives that I'm expressing are real enough, have enough life in them, have enough contradiction in them for you to say, okay, I need to think about what the fuck I think about. What's my position, you know, instead of evaluating what your position is your position or the position of what I'm witnessing gives me a chance to contemplate where I'm at. That is success of these characters at work for me.
Africa. Fuck Africa.